Hey there! Today the journey through Appalachia continues as I carve my way across the Shenandoah Valley and deep into the legendary Blue Ridge Mountains. My mission? Make it from Monterey to Covington, with no issues, that is, on my 2009 built Harley Davidson Electra Glide. The roads are calling, the views are nothing short of breathtaking, so strap in and come along for the ride. Hey there, this is Bronx Brothers Motorcycles and my name is Richie. On today's video I continue my ride into Covington, Virginia. I've been crossing the beautiful Shenandoah Valley and I'm now carving my way through the stunning Blue Ridge Mountains on this 2-day adventure. If you missed my last video, you missed an exciting stretch where I hit some pretty wild mountain roads and had a close call where I almost went down. But thank God I didn't. This full 2-day trip takes us deep into Appalachia, through Virginia and West Virginia, into some incredible places most folks have never seen. So stick around and let's get to riding.
Okay, so we have an hour and 20 minutes, 19 minutes, and it is, I don't even know what time it is. 6:08. So we should be getting to our room, which is the last leg. Look at that. That is pretty cool. We should be getting to our room. This is the last leg, just at 7:30, which is cutting it close. But now I looked at the temperature and it's just 72 degrees. I thought it was in the 60s. Now I have on this thin, breathable shirt, which is almost like having nothing if you think about it. But I'll stop here in a little bit and put my jacket on, because I would like to get acclimated to the weather, to the cooler weather that is. This is country living out here. So, a lot of people throughout the years have asked me, aren't you afraid of going on these rides by yourself? And the answer is not quite. I do have some apprehension. I mean, any sane person just jumping on a motorcycle, you got no shelter, and going for a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hour ride away from your house, you're really far. You are hundreds of miles away from your home. There are a few things that concern me more than others. Now, for those of you that don't know, Virginia is pretty, how would I say, open about carrying, Second Amendment. And I use that right. So when I travel, I carry a sidearm. And so that is comforting, not only for human beings, believe it or not, for crazy people, because I don't expect to encounter too many crazy people in parts like this. But if there's any trouble, it's going to be in big cities. And Anybody that rides know that anybody that rides knows that the possibility exists that somebody will try to bike jack you. So, I mean, we see it online all the time on social media. People have their motorcycles, bike jacked. Not so much in the States, but so as far as that goes, that's more of a city thing. Or anybody looking for trouble, city. Areas like this, I've been through these areas many, many times. People are very nice, and some people just don't bother with you. Some people leave you alone. Like I just stopped at that gas station right there in Monterey, and there was a guy sitting there on a park bench, and he sat there for a while I did my thing, and he didn't say one word to me. Didn't approach me, didn't ask me for money, nothing. Kept to himself. So there's that. What else? Animals is the other reason I feel more comfortable when I carry my sidearm. Imagine being broke down on the side of the road or even stopped while I am sending my drone up or taking some video, taking some pictures, the stuff that I do. Imagine me pulled over on the side of the road and a bear comes out. Yeah, there's bears around here. Or a dog or whatever. I mean, animals, more than humans. So, I know if I have my sidearm, I can take care of myself that way. The biggest concern I have is bike failure. It's not accidents or anything like that. It's the motorcycle breaking down. So that is my biggest concern when I go on these rides. Because if you think about it, where I was at before, there's no signal. So if I'm on one of those roads and I break down, I'm at the mercy of the people that ride by, that drive by. And I will say, people are so nice in these areas. I remember in West Virginia, I pulled over on the side of the road because it was a beautiful area. There was some nice mountains, and I took my drone out, and every single car that passed by stopped and said, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And I was like, "No, I'm flying my drone." They're like, "Okay." So people are very helpful in these parts. The time I dropped my bike at the top of that mountain, the first two cars that drove by stopped and helped me get the bike up. I couldn't pick it up. I have a bad back. For those of you that don't know, I had back surgery, so I don't try to do anything crazy. So when I dropped the bike, I just left it there. I said, well, I guess I'm going to wait for help because I'm not going to pick it up. I gave it a quick shot, but there was so much loose gravel that I didn't have good footing, and I said, nah, it's not going to work. So anyhow, that's how that went. So that is, I guess I'll pull this filter off of here because it is getting dark. Isn't that a beautiful sight? I'm going to pull over soon, put my jacket on, and pull this filter off of this camera. So, what else is there to be afraid of? The unknown. Of course, before you leave, you're like, yeah, a little apprehensive. If you're not, you're a dodo brain. Excuse me. If you don't think things through of what could go wrong, then you're not thinking. If you're just jumping on the bike, like yesterday, I adjusted my clutch on this bike. Tire pressure, oil pressure, all of that is good. Because I checked that last week when I went on that escort ride. So I know that's all good. So I wasn't happy with the clutch last week, so I adjusted the clutch last night, and it is exactly how I want it to be. So the other thing is, I'm very mechanically inclined. Those of you that know me know that about me. Now, without tools, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be the best engineer in the world. And without tools, you're nobody. So I do bring some basic tools. But there may be tools that I don't have. And you know, if I have a problem, or if a part breaks, doesn't matter if you have tools. If the part breaks, there's no fixing it. You need a new part. So there's that. The other thing I wanted to say on that, look at all the deer. Wow, it's deer time. Trying to wake up. The other thing I wanted to mention with that is, you know, I follow some guys on YouTube who are hilarious in the sense that they don't know anything about motorcycles and they live on the road. I'll throw some names at you. $1 Million Bogan, who is now a boat guy. $1 Million Bogan was a motorcycle guy. And that guy was nuts. He would put his poor Harley through all kind of stuff. He's from Australia. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Check out his channel. Check out his videos. The guy is crazy. And he puts his motorcycles through HELL. I mean, yeah, like he doesn't have a problem going off-road, going to a rocky area. He's broken the oil pan on his bike. He's dug his bike in sand and mud. I mean, the guy is just nuts, but doesn't know a thing about mechanics. And he gets himself into some situations, and I know the solution. I know how to fix his problem, but I'm not him. So there's that guy. There's another guy. This one's a Spanish channel on YouTube. His name is Charlie Sinewan. Sinewan. Charlie Sinewan. And Charlie, he does okay. But he admits, he says, I am not a mechanic. I don't, you know, this is not what I do. I get by, but in other words, he's no Richie. But I've seen him get out of a few jams with just common sense. But some of these people, for example, what was it? This person, their shock broke. And because their shock broke, instead of ordering the shock, they had the motorcycle towed like 400 miles. And they were in a town. Now these people that I'm talking about, these are moto vloggers that live on the road. They travel. This is their job. YouTube, moto vloggers, they live on the road. And this person was either in Chile or in Argentina, and her shock broke, and she's like, well, I can't continue. And I'm like, what? I order a new shock. I mean, how hard is it to put a shock on a bike? Well, I have to send the bike now to the manufacturer. I forgot who that was, to a dealer of the man. I'm like, what in the world? What are they talking about? So that's not me, is my point. I know it's a long story to get to that, but you know, I can do a lot of stuff. That's why I like riding with my cousin Nesto too. Now the difference between Nesto and myself is that Nesto likes getting his hands dirty, where I like to do it in the confines of my garage. I like to do it when I have all the proper tools. I have my bench so I can put my bike, my lift rather. So now if I'm in a jam, I've done it before, you know, if I have to get my hands dirty, then I gotta get my hands dirty. But it's not my first choice. Look at that big thing. What is it, a vulture? I'm gonna pull this thing off. There. I think that's a little bit better for the time. So, yes, I have apprehension. Yes, I pray. Yes, I carry a sidearm. Except if I'm going north. Maryland, or actually DC and above. If I'm going north of Virginia, I can't take my sidearm because laws over there are not Second Amendment friendly. Let me just put it that way. So there's that. I have a sidearm, south and west, very mechanically inclined. I pray, I prepare. Another fear, how about if you lose your wallet with your debit card? I've thought about that. I'm sure all the guys that ride with me have thought about that one. Now when you're with a bunch of guys, they can loan you money. They could get you through. By myself, as I am today, that's not happening. So I changed glasses and I took my sunglasses off. And I got my bifocals because I need bifocals to be able to read the map and the gauges and everything. And I can see a lot clearer right now. Living out in the country playing golf, man. It's nice out here. Beautiful. Hot Springs. This is cool. Well, we're gonna have to go this way just to check it out. I think the battery's about to go, so I'll show you guys this little town here. Yep. hot springs.
So I got the little fireplace going on, but I don't feel the heat. It's cold in here. There. I can't see that. Yep, I can smell it. Let's go. Man, there's a lot of bugs today. My cameras and my windscreen and my bike are full of bugs, and it's not even that time of year, so I don't get it. Nice place. Did not show you the kitchen and stuff. I'll show you that, but I did get me a cup of tea and some peanut butter crackers that were available for guests. So everything is very clean. Place looks new, really nice. And I guess it's 4 rooms, so a total of 8. And Yeah, it looks like a new build. There's a diner not too far from here, open 24 hours. Probably 2-3 minutes away. Go there and get me something simple to eat. Something like steak and eggs or something. I don't know. Just something basic. Well, it seems we've come to the end of this video. I made it to my destination tonight, Covington, Virginia. Now the fun really starts tomorrow. I'll be going to a beautiful waterfall. I'll be going to one of the last remaining covered bridges in Virginia. And the end goal, the town of Greenbank in West Virginia. Super interesting town. Greenbank is well known for the Greenbank Observatory, one of the world's largest satellite dishes. So you're going to want to stick around to hear all about that. Talking about that, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so that you don't miss any of the videos. And if you haven't given this video a like yet, please do so. I really appreciate it. Well, if this is your first time here, these are the types of videos I put out. I do tour videos, gear review, parts installation. I build bikes. And if you didn't know, I have a bunch of different bikes. So it's not just my Electra Glide. I have a KTM, I have a Softail, I have a FXR, and a bunch of other bikes. So thank you for being here. With all that being said, it'll be until the next one. So you all take care. Watch out with the crazy people on the roads, and I will catch you on the next one. Adios.
Pushrods.